Hi and welcome to Reseller News. My name is Rich Pasini. Today is August 22nd, 2019. Thank you for tuning in. I just want to start off by saying thank you to all the new subscribers who recently subscribed to my channel. It is greatly appreciated. I hope you like the content and come back for more. I got some windows open up, so without further ado, let's get right to it. Okay, before I get started, I just want to let the new subscribers know that I do not read everything verbatim. I will give you the URLs to where I got the information from, and the rest is up to you if you like to pick up where I left off. Our first story begins with e-commerce bytes, and the URL for that is www.ecommercebytes.com. And the next 6 windows are going to be from the same company, so I won't be repeating it over and over again. Okay? All right, let's start. This story was posted August 21st, 2019. It says eBay sellers need to update on GTC billing. This story was, like I said, it came out. I know they did this once before. They talked about the good to cancel billing, I think in one of my other videos, but I guess they're doing a refresh on it. So let's read a little more into it. It says eBay has millions of sellers who are going through some of the most disruptive changes in the marketplace history. The good to cancel mandate, GTC, and the takeover of payment processing from PayPal, but communication from eBay has been inadequate. It goes on to say here, we continue to read about GTC billing issues and hear from concerned readers, such as the link to the eBay discussion board. Now, I just want to say one thing. I want to expand a little on this here. Whenever you guys see wording in blue, those are active hyperlinks. So what you're going to need to do in order to activate them, you're going to have to sign on to this website, and you could pick up from there. All right, because right now, I mean, if you don't want to, if you choose not to, I will just scroll down the page, and you guys could just pause the video and read it that way if you don't want to go to the website itself. But I highly recommend you do, because like I said, they have some active hyperlinks in some of the web pages I'm going to be showing you, and in order to to activate those hyperlinks, you're going to have to sign in, or I should say, go to those websites. Excuse me. Okay, so I just wanted to get that out there in the open there. All right, so let's continue. It says, we continue to read about the GTC billing issues from here to concern readers, such as this link to the eBay discussion board, where moderators try to get the answers from sellers experiencing problems with GTC billing issues. It is simply not efficient for eBay to rely solely on its moderators to put out fires one by one. However hard those staff members are working. And then it goes on to say here, whichever executive is responsible for eBay Marketplace needs to understand that the business cannot operate in an environment of uncertainty. Throughout many challenges sellers faced are in the past, there was always an executive who was visible and updated sellers. Since Hal Lawton's departure, however, communication has deteriorated to its possible point. Now, excuse me. Again, I don't know if you guys have you ever, I don't know if you've ever been to the eBay community chat board, but if you go there, you can get a lot of information from there. There are people that do moderate on those sites, but getting back to you, it depends, because they get inundated sometimes with a lot of questions. So it might take a day or so, but you will get a response from them. I highly recommend, if you want to keep up to date as well as what the Reseller News, you do check out the eBay community chat board every now and then. I highly recommend it. But yeah, now this problem here, as I said it once before in my other videos, I don't always experience the same problems other people experience. I don't know if you guys do. Maybe you do. I don't have the new payment processing service just yet. I understand there's going to be a time where it's going to be mandatory, where we're all going to have to go on to it. From what I understand, don't hold me accountable, is on one of the eBay, I think on the e-commerce bytes website, where someone had written into them. I don't know if it was eBay itself, or an eBay official had stated that, but the way I understand it, eventually it's going to be right across the board, where everybody's going to have to use that service. They're going to be grandfathered into it. That's the way I understand it. I could be wrong, so please don't hold me accountable for it. Okay, now I'm not going to go too much more into this here, folks. Like I said again, right now, as far as myself, I am using the PayPal for my for purchases, which I like. I love PayPal. It's sad to see them go, or phase out, but that's what I'm using right now, and I'm happy with the service. So I'm going to continue to use them as long as I can. I don't know how you guys feel about it. For those of you who are using the new payment processing through eBay, if you like it and you think it's good and stuff like that, you want to share it with us, please do. Drop it in the comment below if you want to share it. I'd like to hear what you have to say about it. Now the rest here, I'm going to scan down here. I'm going to scroll down. Again, I'm only doing this as a courtesy thing for you guys. In case you don't want to go to the website, you can read the comments. The comments are pretty good because, like I said again in my other videos, the buyers and sellers who comment on this website do give out good information in some cases, and sometimes they enlighten you. They bring things to in focus or in an open forum where you might not be familiar with it. I know myself, I've had situations like that. I wasn't aware of certain things until I came to these sites. That's another reason why I decided to do the reseller news, is for that reason, to enlighten all of us as a potential. Well, if you are a potential seller or thinking about selling eBay, you might want to subscribe to my YouTube channel and keep up what's going on with the latest information. As soon as I get it handed down to me, I will post it out there and get that information out to you guys. Okay. But I also highly recommend to read the comments. Some of them are pretty. The people that leave comments, they might be a little off key at times, but for the most part, in some cases, they're pretty much spot on. I think so anyway. But then again, that's my personal take on it. All right, so I'm just going to scroll down here. Like I said, the next 6 windows are going to be from e-commerce bytes, so I am not going to keep repeating the URL over and over again. I don't know, did I even give you the URL? If I didn't, let me just repeat it one more time. If I did, I'm sorry. It's better to say it twice than to say it none, right? It's www.ecommercebytes.com. Okay, you could also sign up for their newsletters if you want to get information too. You want to get them, send them emails or to your, your inbox. You'll get them pretty much when they get the information, they'll post it. Okay, in order to respond to these or leave a comment, you need to log in. Okay, you can't just go at the bottom here and log in like that. Just leave a comment. They want you to sign in and leave a comment. Okay, all right. So I'm going to scroll back up here really quick. We're going to go to the next window. All right, let's close this one out. You got to bear with my computer, it's a little slow today. This is a very interesting story here. This one came out August 20th, 2019. Can eBay turn off my sales with the push of a button? Sometimes I wonder, because my sales have been stagnated. I mean, I get a couple inquiries here and there, but nothing to write home about, folks. So let's see what happens now. This is probably a seller, no doubt, writing in to Ina Steiner, who is the owner, I believe, and co-founder of the e-commerce bytes. I'm quite sure that's what I understand it to be. So it goes on to say, "Dear Ina, as a seller of a collectible music and art items, it seems I am constantly contacting eBay's catalog team to fix errors in their catalog. The most common issue is the linking of my items to catalog products based on UPC alone. However, in many cases, perhaps most cases, with the types of items I deal with, the same UPC may be on multiple variations of an item. So even when eBay's catalog is accurate for one specific edition, it is likely incorrect for all other editions with the same UPC." It goes on to say here, "I contacted eBay today to let them know about the latest issue of this sort. They responded to me by email telling me that they had escalated an issue to a higher team, as is typically the case. Following their relatively brief message, that was to me was a long list of messages / texts that I believe is mostly for eBay's internal use, but always show up on the emails they send me. Usually there is a rephrasing of what I communicated to them, mixed with some internal communications that is loaded with abbreviations that have no meaning to me." Now, I am not experienced in this here. Again, I don't know. This is the title. Can eBay turn off my sales with the push of a button? It seems to me this is like a catalog issue here from what I'm reading. And I didn't go reading into it more, but as far as like eBay turning this, well, look, I don't know. All I could share is this with you guys, all right, in case you're curious about this. Let me just scroll down here in case you want to read the comments. Again, if you want to check out, I don't know if there are active hyperlinks. I don't think there are in here. To the sides over here, these are active hyperlinks. So, again, I'm just going to scroll down here. Remember, if you see blue wording, that is an active hyperlink. You're going to need to go to the website itself. In regards to sales, I can say this. When I had called up back in the day, I asked them about the what happens with my sales. How come they're slow? Or I have a store. I thought the store was supposed to help me, get boost up in search ranking and all that stuff. And they were saying to me that this is what a teammate told me. By having a store, you will show up and search a lot higher than a person that does not have a store. Okay. Now, in regards to that being true or not, this is what the teammate told me. Okay, how true that is, I don't know. Okay, they also told me in some cases, if you are having stagnant sales like I am, that you need to step up your game, do research, check your titles, check the categories. And take it from there and do more, and do your research. Make sure you got everything, all your ducks lined up in a row, so to speak. But this is what I was told. Now, as far as like eBay turning off your listings, well, the only time something can happen like that is if eBay's website went down. That's the only thing I could think of. But for the most part, here's an example right here. Let's read this one here. Can eBay turn off account visibility with the flip of a switch? Yes. They can, and they do. Now, again, I don't know. This is what a person wrote in. Sorry, folks. Just 2 weeks ago, they clearly flipped my switch back on to the on position. I have over a year's drought. Oh, I share the same sentiments. Where my 5 or 6 per day sales had dropped down to more like 10 a week. I don't even get that. I mean, I'm not saying it's to be mean, but I'm just saying it's been very quiet, folks, for me. With actual whiff days and of no sales whatsoever. Since the switch has been turned back on, the activity has been like night and day. Now, again, I don't know if these are people, like I said, these are people like you and I coming onto these sites and they're, expressing themselves. Now, in a case like this here, if that was the case, where they could do, which it could be done, right? I'm sure anything is possible today with technology. If that's the case, then I need to call up and say, hey, what's going on? Now, when I do call up on occasion, like today, I might even call up today in regards to finding out, is anything going on with eBay, because it's very slow, very little response. I got a lot of watches, but no takers. Now, again, if you got watches and stuff like that, so that would tell me, that's an indication to me that, well, their system's up and running. It's just, and folks, we got to remember one thing too. There is a lot of competition out there. As we all know. I mean, that's nothing new. It's no rocket science behind that. But the thing is, with that in mind, you say to yourself, I had a list over here, a donated items list. I got rid of. I took a lot of stuff off. At least I took about 20 something, plus I did some in the past too. But I recently took off some items, at least 20 items I took off. And I did it because they were stagnant. I had them for more than 2 years and nothing was happening. So I decided to take them off. I ended the listings early and I got rid of them. I took them off and I donated to my church. But these are the items. But here, let me tell you one thing. I just want to share one thing with you. When you do things like that yourself, if you have items that, you've seen, you had for a long, long time and they're not moving, create a spreadsheet and put the items in there. Items that, however you want to word it, do not buy items or flag them, do a red flag and say these items were not selling. Or you could put a date on there saying I had these up for 2 years, listing, whatever, for 24 months and nothing was happening with them. Create your own, be creative, create your own spreadsheet and keep a list like that. Right now I got a hard copy. But when I look at this sheet here with the 20 items I took off, I know that I will never be replacing these again. Okay, I know that for a fact. So It's there on my system. It's in a file. But if you want to create a spreadsheet like that, I highly recommend to do something along that line. And if you're going to see, if you got sales that are very flat and stagnant, where you're not getting views or even inquiries on it, now people may say that's bad advice, but this I'm basing it on my own. For me personally, I will not buy those items again. I will definitely not buy it. And after the video is over, I'm going to share the stuff that I got rid of, and hopefully it'll help you guys out. Now, you may beg to differ with me. You may say, well, wait a minute. After you hear the list, you'll say, I have stuff like this. I'm doing fine, But I'm just sharing. This is my own personal take on it. I'm just sharing information with you guys that, what I've taken off of eBay, because they've been there for over 2 years. And I just want to, share that with you and let you know what I got rid of. And again, whatever takeaway you get from it, if you want to go out and buy them again, then that's totally up to you. But I'm going to share it with you after the end of the reseller news. So we're going to keep that. I'm going to keep this paper on the side, and I'll talk to you about that. And after the show's over here, the reseller news segment's over. Anyway, let me scroll down here. All right, there's 2 pages of comments, so this must be a pretty hot topic over here as far as what people are talking about. Again, I don't know, where this information has come from. I'm only basing on what I read in regards to whether they have a switch to turn on and off. I'm only going by what I read on the websites. This is not coming from me or my website. Okay, I don't. There's certain things I post on my websites, and if I have to be very, it's got to be concrete information from me. I can't just base it on other people. I would doubt very much that eBay would turn off your sales, but there was a story I did in the past, well, maybe, I don't know, one of my videos, where there was, I think it was Bob Cuppins, one of those guys there, I think he's no longer with the company, talked about if the item has been on eBay for a long time, it will not get that much exposure. Again, I don't know how true this is, okay? So, as far as that part goes, I hear a lot of hearsay, I read some information from other blog sites, and this is the information I'm getting. So again, I don't want to be held accountable and say, oh no, you said it. I'm only saying what I read from other blog sites, okay? They may be wrong too, who knows? But anyway, check this story out if you like. It's Can eBay Turn Off My Sales with the push of a button, okay? So let's move right along here. This is an Amazon. We might have a couple of Amazon stories maybe. I think we have another one coming up with Amazon. I'm going to try to keep that together. Let me just slide this guy right over here. That's why I keep the 2 Amazon stories. I hope they're not both the same. Okay. Let me see some here. Okay. It looks like it's basically almost the same here. All right. Well, let's see what happens here. This story here was posted August 21st, 2019. It goes on to say Amazon is expanding its tech presence in Oregon, where it has already created 3,500 jobs. On Wednesday, it announced it will open an 84,000 square foot office in downtown Portland and will double its tech force in the area. It says Amazon operates tech hubs and other. It says Amazon operates other tech hubs in North America, 18 in total, and around the world, and employs over 20,000 employees across the company's North American tech hubs. Amazon has 650,000 employees worldwide. That's a big payroll to put out there, I tell you. Well, hey. That's Amazon for you, They're doing pretty good, right? Yeah, I want to just share something with you. You ever see the Amazon logo here? You know what they mean by this little symbol here? I don't know if any of you guys know that there. This is what I read. That Amazon sells from A to Z, something along that line here. If you notice it, you see it goes from A to Z. I don't know if you guys ever took notice of that there. That's what someone said with that little arrow. Something along that Amazon sells from A to Z. Well, they do, most likely they do. But no, I just wanted to share that with you. It's not a trivia thing. I just wanted to share that. That's what someone said. How true that is, again, I don't know. I don't make this stuff up. Just wanted to share it with you guys. So it goes. Today's announcement serves as a reminder that Amazon is more than an e-commerce marketplace. Here's the press release as it follows. This is Amazon today announced an expansion in its Portland tech hub and plans to create 400 new high-tech jobs in its fields, including software development operations, IT support, engineering solutions, architects, and product management. With the new 84,000 square foot in downtown Portland, Amazon expects to double its tech workforce in the area. The company has created more than 3,500 full-time jobs in Oregon since 2010 and invested over $9 billion in the state, including customer fulfillment facilities, cloud infrastructure, and compensation to its employees. Again, I'm not going to read the whole story. You guys, if you are Amazon sellers, you want to read up on this here, you're more than welcome. Just remember one thing when I said earlier, I'm not going to keep repeating the same thing. Oh, no, one little comment. Okay. Now let's just see what it says. And the river keeps getting wider. Okay. Yeah, just remember if there's any active hyperlinks, everything on the side here is usually active hyperlinks. So you're going to need, like I said again, to sign in. All right, let's close out this one here. Here's another one. Now, I don't know if it's the same one there. Let me see some. If it is, I'm just going to bypass this here because I don't need to keep reading the same stuff. Because sometimes I open two windows up, and for the most part there, it's the same thing. This doesn't look like it. Let me see. I'm just scanning really through here. Well, this has a little, looks like a little different. Okay, let's do it anyway. Okay. It goes on to say this one came out August 19, 2019. It says Amazon to open a new fulfillment center in Utah. Amazon announced plans to open a new fulfillment center in Utah. The over 1 million square foot warehouse in West Jordan will be used to pick, pack, and ship large custom items such as sports equipment, patio furniture, fishing rods, pet food, kayaks, bicycles, and large household goods. Amazon is always conscious of the of positive impact on being seen as the job creator, noted in the announcement that it currently employs over 2,000 people in the state and said the new facility will employ over 800 associates. Okay. Then a press release follows. It goes at this Amazon.com. Inc. today announced plans to open a new fulfillment center in West Jordan, Utah, creating one of 800 full-time jobs starting at $15 an hour with the comprehensive benefits starting on day one. Amazon currently employs 2,000 full-time associates throughout the state of Utah. And then the last part, I'm not going to read anymore. This here, I'll read up to here. It says, we are excited to open a new state-of-the-art fulfillment center in West Jordan and to continue innovating in a state committed to providing great opportunities for jobs and customer experience. Utah has a talented workforce, and we are very excited to grow employment and beyond it to more than 2,000 associates already serving the customers in the state, said Alicia Bowler Davis, Amazon's Vice President of Global Customer Fulfillment. And again, guys, if you want to read this story, just scroll down here, and that's it. Okay, looks like nobody left a reply. All right. And we're going to move to the next one. Okay, this one came out August 20th, 2019. And it goes on to say here, Visa works to make e-commerce payments safer. In recent blog posts marking 25 years of e-commerce, Visa noted that the first e-commerce payment was made on the Visa network on August 11, 1994. A lot has changed since then, but fraud remains alive, as well as the internet, harming not only the buyers, but sellers as well. On Tuesday, Visa announced the launch of a suite of security capabilities to help prevent, disrupt payment fraud. This is new payment security services detect and disrupt the fraud threats that target financial institutions and merchants. There are no additional costs to Visa clients. Cyber criminals are attempting to bypass traditional defense by stealing credentials, harvesting data, obtaining privileged access, and attacking trusted third-party supply chains, said R.L. Prasad, Senior Vice President of Payment System Risk. Visa's new payment security capabilities combined with payment and cyber intelligence insights and learnings from the investigations and the law enforcement engaged to help financial institutions and merchants solve the most critical security challenges. And the last part here goes on to say, it's not the last part, but I'm just going to finish up with this part here. It says the company cited the research conducted on the first behalf of Forrester Consulting card not present fraud, including e-commerce, phone, and mail orders, was found to be less frequent but caused more damage to the businesses, representing nearly 40% of fraud losses and operational costs. Managing payment fraud holistically is imperative to meet these challenges, the company wrote. These are the highlights. I'll just read the highlights over here. Visa Vital Signs, again, that's why I'm going to scroll down. You guys can read it. Visa Account Attack Intelligence, Visa Payment Threats Lab, Visa e-commerce threat disruption. Okay, and they only got one little comment. Okay, so we got one more window open up, and you know the story you're looking for. Well, one more window in e-commerce bites anyway. It goes on to say here, this one came out August 20th, 2019. E-commerce platform Volusion to focus on pro sellers. Names new CEO. Okay. It goes on to say here, e-commerce platform Volusion will focus on professional sellers, according to Bardaria Devan, okay, who was named CEO on Tuesday. But the company's focus on flexibility will also allow it to cater to a wide array of customers. He said, someone is just looking to create a website all the way to the professional seller who generates millions of dollars in a month's sales. Kevin Sproles founded Volusion in 1999, and after taking a break and returned in 2017, he will transition the role of a CEO while staying on as the company to guide the product and technology innovation, according to the company spokesman. If you want to read more into the story here, there's not really much to read. I just throw it out there. It is, it's with the e-commerce bites. I know it doesn't really have anything to do with eBay per se, but I just wanted to share that information with you. And one I've been talking about quite some time. Let's go to the next window. Yes, for those who've seen my video on porch thieves and scams and all that stuff there, I don't know. If someone asked me, do you know what video is? I don't know, folks. I'm sorry. I got a whole bunch of videos on. I'm pushing 1,000 videos, so for me it's hard to sit and say, oh, it's the one that was done last year, last month. I don't know. This is a real short story. It ends right over here. Okay, it's really short. Okay, it says Selena man scammed out of $19,000 on eBay. This story was posted August 19th. It was updated August 19th. Victor Asperog, 74, of Selena, was scammed out of $19,000 between August 2nd and August 16th after attempting to purchase a Winnebago RV off eBay, according to Selena Police Captain Paul Forrester. Forrester said between those dates, Asperg wired the alleged seller the money directly to an account. After failing to receive the RV, Asperg contacted eBay, who notified him it was a scam. Let me close out this video. Well, I feel bad for that man. For the simple reason is, I would have, and I said this before in my other videos, when it comes to making purchases, I know it may sound like, well, it's going to hurt business, or you're saying something that's totally out of off key. But let me explain. I've been reading, since I've been doing the reseller news, I've been reading about a couple occasions. I brought it out in the reseller news where people have been getting scammed on eBay. Okay, now I'm not saying it in a derogative way, and it has nothing. It's not eBay's fault. Okay, it's not eBay's fault, as far as I'm saying. Seeing it. Okay, the way I see it. The problem is that these people come up with these scams, which they are, and they kind of like snake around the situation to get to where they got to go with this stuff. Now, I said it before, and I'll repeat it again. When it comes to buying cars, SUVs, motorhomes, like in this case here, the guy is buying a Winnebago. If it's going to be in your local area where you can physically drive to this area, like let's say, for example, all right, I'll give you an example. For instance, here, Facebook Marketplace. Okay, with Facebook Marketplace, if I list items, I list them within my geographic area, surrounding towns. Okay, that gives the person a heads up as, hey, if you're going to buy something off of me or this guy, meaning me, the guy lives such a town. Okay, now the arrangements you make for the person to come by, to look at the item, to buy the item, or whatever, if you're selling a car or whatever it may be, you're making that arrangements. You're making pre-arrangements. I don't give my address out to nobody or my phone number until the person's actually is pretty much seriously considering buying the item. I am not going to just I'm not going to put my address on eBay or any platform for that matter and say this is what I'm selling. I'm not going to do that. That's total crazy. That's ludicrous. I would never do that. But when it comes to buying cars, motorcycles, RVs, all that stuff there, I said it before and I stand by it. I personally would not buy anything off of a website for example, unless it's in the area where I could physically go there and drive it and test it out. Okay, I'm not going to give any money to anybody. I'm not gonna fork over money to some stranger. So for me, people say, well, if you said, let's say you were going to buy a car off of eBay and it happens to be in your area, the first thing I would do is contact the buyer, say, before I even make the purchase, I'm interested. Can I come and look at it? And if the buyer's response is, well, I want prospective buyers. I want someone that's actually going to buy the vehicle. That's it. I'm done. I'm done. For the simple reason, I'm not gonna pay out money to drive to somebody's house or whatever. It could be anything is possible. It could be a fictitious address. Who knows? I don't know. But I'm not gonna fork out money, and then later on, you find out it turned out to be a scam. I've done stories like this on the Reseller News a while back. I think probably within this past year, within this year, going back months already, I did stories like that where people are getting scammed. Okay? My take is, if I was looking for a car, if it's an old car, I'm going to trade it into a dealer, a reputable dealer. That's another thing too. I have to honestly say, folks, when it comes to, and I can't express this enough, when it comes to buying something or you have an interest in something, do your research on it. Seriously, if you're going to buy from a dealership, I think they have a website called Yelp. Go to Yelp, type in there the name of the dealership in your town or local next town over, and read on it. See if they got complaints. What kind of complaints do they have? Are they major, minor, or in between? Whatever. Do your research, because you may get yourself in a situation where you might go to a dealership and saying, oh, they're good, and later on something can happen. I've heard worse, nightmares with certain dealerships. Okay, but the reason why I like dealerships is because at least if you're going to buy a car, a pre-owned car, it's most likely going to have a warranty on it. You would think, right? 30 days, 90 days, whatever it is. I'm talking a used car. I'm not talking brand new. Brand new is a different story. That's a horse for different color. But I'm talking about used cars. They're most likely going to have a warranty on them. And hopefully, if the company is reputable and they make good on it, like I say, if you have a problem with the car, you could bring it back within that certain warranty period, and the car gets serviced and stuff like that. Fine. See what other customers have to say about it, about their customer service, about their service on the car itself. Is it shabby service? Is it service where you bring your car there and then maybe a month later you got to bring it back because something wasn't performed right, they didn't do the job right? Anything is possible. Okay, I bought my car. I've had old cars for the longest time. And I used to tell my kids this, the story, not the story, but I used to tell my parents, God rest their soul. I used to tell them, before I leave this world, I like to know what it's like to have a brand new car at least once in my lifetime. To know what it's like to buy a brand new car, walk into a showroom and say, hey, have the car driven out of the showroom, and brand new, nobody sat behind the wheel, nobody drove it and stuff like that. And I'm not saying it's to be funny or anything cute, because there are people that can't afford it. I'm not, believe me, the car I bought is not a high-end luxury sports car. Believe me, it's probably one of your low-end cars, but you know what? It gets me to point A to B, and it was purchased new. I know nobody sat behind it unless the people are driving it out of the manufacturing company, whatever. For the most part, that's it. It's not. When I buy, because I bought cars that were other people's headaches. When you're buying a used car, you're buying someone's headache. If you bought a car from me, okay, when I sold a used car when I was upgrading, my other cars was getting tired of them, whatever. I had a whole stack of bills, not a stack like the car was in a major repair shop, but I kept all the bills for the car I sold. And I'm upfront and honest with the buyer or potential buyer. I would tell the person when they came to look at the car, I'd say, well, it's this year car, such a make, model, whatever. This is what was done to it. It had brakes, oil change, it had air conditioning, servicing, whatever it may be. I have all the bills to prove it. Okay. If there was an ongoing problem, let's say with something with the car after all that was done, hopefully it wouldn't, but most likely the cars I always sold were always in good condition. Never had a problem. Never had a buyer come back at the house like, hey, you know that car you sold me is a lemon. Thank God, because I'm upfront and honest with people. Just like you're gonna be upfront and honest on eBay. When you're putting in your description, describe it to the T. Don't leave the, like I say, every T's got to be crossed and every I dotted. Put everything to the T if you can. Sometimes people become forgetful and they forget, oh, I didn't realize that. It happens to me too. But I go back and I'll double check and make sure I did it. Like even if I listed something I said, and I have notations on my desk here about, let's say that particular item, I was supposed to notate something or put it in the description. I forgot. I might have forgotten. And then I go in and I look later on at the notes. Oh my gosh, I forgot to say this. I'll go back there right away and add that information there, revamp the description. Be upfront with the people. That's the thing. But in regards to getting back with as far as being scammed out, like I feel sorry. This story is probably one of many. If you're going to buy a car, or in this case an RV, and I know there's a place out here on the island, New York. Here, I'm in the New York area. They have places where they sell pre-owned, or used RVs. Go to a place like that where you could sit there and get behind the wheel, start it up, look at the body, and open up the hood, kick the tires, so to speak. Do something like that. But when you're buying off of eBay, I'm not saying eBay is a bad place to buy a vehicle, but I read these stories all the time, and I feel so bad for these people. I feel so bad because I'm not saying they fall for it, but it's sad. And I've done stories like this before. And that's why when I'm bringing this one up, because I just got this notification today, and that's what I want to share with you guys. So do yourself a favor. If you're going to buy stuff like that, if you're going to do it anyway, more power to you. I wish you all the best. I hope you get what you want. But just be cautious. Be very cautious when it comes to things like that. And if you decide that you don't want to buy that particular item, buy in your local area. Buy where you can go there, and you get the person's address and you say, let me go. Is it okay if I come to your house or a place where you keep it? I'd like to come and see this van or Winnebago or whatever it is, an SUV or an RV, whatever. Can I come and look at it? And then, make your final decision right there. If that's the deal, if you call the buyer or you contact the buyer and the buyer says, yeah, come on over and look at it. You want to, it's fine. Now, the transaction, if it's a local pickup or stuff like that, it depends how you're going to work it out. If the guy doesn't make a payment like that I would think if it's on eBay and you put local pickup, if the person hits that button to purchase it, then the transaction is pretty much set in stone, so to speak. In other words, they already got the funds and so on and so forth. But again, if you're going to make a big purchase, 19 grand, 10 grand, any type of money, large amounts of money like that, I would contact the buyer again if they're in your area, okay, and say, would it be possible I can come by and look at it? And then if you like it, you tell the buyer, you tell the seller, I'll tell you what, maybe you could work something out. I say, look, I'm going to go home. If it's still available, I'll pay you through PayPal, whatever, after you do your check. And if and that's another thing too, if you're going to buy a used vehicle, a car, whatever it may be, if you have a mechanic, when I was sold my car, I had people bring mechanics to the house. They call me up on the phone and say, would it be okay if I bring my mechanic over the house to check out the vehicle? I said, fine, go ahead. Yeah, bring him over. I have nothing to hide. Like I said again, you're buying from me. I'm going to be upfront and honest with you. I'm going to give you all whatever paperwork, whatever service that I've done to the car. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you the receipts or whatever, the invoices. This is what was done to the car. The rest is up to you. Now, if they buy a car off of me, I do my due diligence. I make sure the car is well taken care of and stuff like that. First of all, I'm not going to sell a person a car that's got underlying problems. That's not right. That's not right. Because first off, if that's the case, they get it, and something's not right and you forgot to tell them about it, they're going to bring back, say, you told me you had this, that, and the other thing done, you're an honest seller, blah, blah, blah. How come this, but then again, things have a wear factor, right? So, if they get the car and a year later, God forbid something happens where the car needs an engine or maybe it needs valves or piston, whatever it may be, don't hold me accountable for that there. Depending on the year of the car and everything now, how old it is. But for the most part, and then if that's how I would do it, okay? And, I would want to do it that way to set the deal, to be honest with you. But in some cases, I don't even know if I'd want to do that. I'd like to pay a person in cash too. You could do that as well. You make sure you get a receipt. Because that's how it was back in the day. People come by and say, "Can I pay you cash?" Yeah, fine. You count it out. And I used to have a little receipt book, and I give them receipts. Say, okay, so and so received the next amount. Would have paid so much for me, whatever, and give them a copy, whatever. But be careful, folks. All I'm saying is when it comes to buying off of eBay like that, when it comes to those type of things, be careful. And I'm not blaming eBay. I'm not saying it in a derogative way. eBay's not a bad. It's not a bad selling platform. But when it comes to stories like this here, it's. I feel it is. I feel bad for the buyer. I really do. Now I don't know the rest of the stories. You can see it's really small. That's a real small clipping. I don't know what else is going to go on. I don't know what's going to transpire. That maybe I'll do an update on. I don't know. But if that is the case, and a person's out of money like that, that's a heck of a lot of money. So my take is, please be careful when making purchases on anything like that. And if you're going to buy a car or from a dealer like that, do your research. Seriously, that's what I did before I bought my car at the dealership. I went on Google. I typed the dealership's name in there. I wanted to see if they had complaints, if they had a 5-star rating or whatever. Because I am not going to go to a dealer where there's people complaining, saying the service is bad, the salesman's not helpful, and stuff like that. I'm going to look at all the pros and cons of that dealership. And if I don't like if they got more cons than pros, bye-bye, I'm going elsewhere. So do your research on that there. But again, if you're going to buy, some people I heard, I don't know how true it is, some people, they do buy out of state and they have the cars railed. I guess on the railroad, they bring a rail car, whatever they call it. I'm not saying it's like sight unseen because they have plenty of pictures, but me, I'd be a little scared with that. But here's the thing, though. How would that, with buyer protection, seller protection, you would think that person would be covered. Now, I don't know how that works. So that's the only thing that's got me a little baffled as far as that part goes. Because if you're selling something on eBay, especially if it's on eBay Motors or whatever, you would think you have seller protection on there, right? Seller protection, buyer protection, whatever. I would think that the eBay would just refund the fund, just reverse the funds and just say, okay, well, we're going to put the money back in your account. I don't know, but if it's one of those businesses where the person got the money, closed shop, and took off, I don't know what happens there. I really don't. That's why I said just be cautious. Now, I just said, like I said earlier, I just want to give you a little overview of the items I donated to my local church because I had them for over 2 years and they weren't going anywhere. And I just want to share with you guys. I just basically give you guys a heads up. I don't have photos or anything. I just got a list. Okay, so these are the things I got rid of. I think it was a total of 20. And if you are to do something like this, where you're going to cancel out, from what I was told, it's a one-time courtesy. From what I was told, that it could be done, or at least I think eBay could do it. If you're going to close and end your listings early, okay. If you have a lot like I had, 20, make sure, depending on if you have a lot more than that or whatever, before you call eBay up and let them know you cancel it to get the credit for that, make sure you don't do it for 1 or 2. Now, the person I spoke to, the teammate, said if you're going to do it for 1 or 2, it's kind of like not saying they've advised me not to do it, but if it's going to be more than that, to let them know so they could, you know what you do. You're going to get, you're taking more than 1 down. I did. I took 20 down, and from what I understand, I think eBay can. I think they'll work with you on that. If you explain to them, look, these things I had on eBay. That's why I told the person I had these things for over 2 years. I said they're not selling. I'm going to end the listings. Can you do me anything? And I thought I heard the person say, we could do it the one time for you. You can't do it all the time. I think it's a one-time deal. And I took off 20 listings. I had to. They were going nowhere. They were there for over 2 years, and I said I can't move them. They're not going anywhere. So let me just share what I have here, and I want to close the video out. I had over here, this is one of the things, I had a Coke Polar Bear, little ceramic, was an Enesco, 1995. So I showed you a little ceramic bear sitting on a nice block, he's fishing, whatever, right? These are things that weren't selling. A tiki mug, Hawaiian tiki mug cup, right? Hawaiian Lou from 2007 was sitting there. The Smurfs, Macy Holiday 2010 plush soft doll stuffed whatever. All right, that didn't do any good. One size Disney Mickey Mouse baseball hat, trucker red. Another one, another Disney hat, Mickey Mouse hat, baseball cap, black and red, whatever. There's just a Mickey Mouse hat. Dog's winter coat, new with tags. I bought that there for a decent buck. I just donated. This is going to be a loss on my behalf, but it's okay, whatever. A Coca-Cola Ed's Diner, a little. It's the Main Street collection was like a little ceramic, looked like a little train station type of thing. There, you go to the train station, stop in, whatever. It was called Ed's Diner. That was sitting around for 2 years. Professor teaches Microsoft Office. It's 11 program tutorial set. Got rid of it. Animated plush doll by Namco. Oh, no, Animal Land, not animated. Animal Land. Animal Land plush dog doll by Namco. Stuffed animal, Mickey Mouse plush toys, plush stuffed character doll. 6 inches tall. No good. Pokemon Essential Handbook. Need to know stats and facts over 640 pages, whatever. Over 640 Pokemon. It was the year for 2012. Gone. I got rid of it. Disney Mickey Minnie Donald Duck plastic figurines. They were old. Couldn't do anything. They're gone. Disney Parks Minnie Mouse movie coffee cup. Movie coffee mug cup. Gone. Titanic 2 video box sets, brand new. Gone. VHS those were. Children's board book. A lot of kids daycare, toddler and preschool reading Disney books, whatever. Gone. Adobe Go Live 5.0 upgrade. Gone. M&M Caps hat. Blue. Gone. I had an assorted 18 DVD movies, assorted wholesale, lot bulk used, right? Yeah, lot bulk used. DVDs. Gone. Assorted pre-owned costume jewelry. Whole bunch of it. Gone. And last but not least, 36 assorted. Same thing here. There were 2 lots. There were the assorted pre-owned costume jewelry, and then I had one over here. Another one says that ain't the same one, is it? I don't think so. Well, anyway, maybe it was. I don't know. It says 36 assorted style. 36 assorted style women's board string pendant necklaces. A whole bunch of them. They're gone. So those I had for over 2 years, and I'm going to keep that list. And I feel anybody who's going to stay in this business, and like I said earlier before in this video, do your research, folks. Don't buy haphazardly and say, well, a friend told me this would buy, this sells on eBay and that. I had relatives tell me, oh, if you buy this, these sell on eBay. I did that one time. One time from a relative told me an item was good. I bought it. Took a beating on it. As a matter of fact, I sold it for less than what I paid for it. I wanted to get rid of it. I myself, when I first started getting more into it, now people might say, wait, you've been on eBay since July of 1999. That was on and off, to be honest with you. eBay has been laying dormant for a long time for me. Okay. How I started getting more involved with eBay, really like picking up the pace, was when I got laid off from my company in June of 2016. That's when I started getting more heavily into it. Started making more YouTube videos. I was doing demo videos, intro videos, sneak peek videos. So that's when I was getting more involved with it. Yes, I myself had made mistakes. I purchased items I thought would sell. Now I have a cell phone. I said, well, don't you have a cell phone? You have to go into the thrift stores and you look it up and see what I do. Some I seen that they had high prices on. I thought, hey, maybe I can get them. Maybe I can undercut my competition. Didn't work. It didn't work. When you have a glut of something, you're not going to have you're not going to have that notoriety. In other words, what I'm trying to say is, if you got people, and I go to thrift stores to buy stuff, and if you don't get on a 50% off day, half day off, half price, forget about it. You're going to take a beating on it. So I made mistakes like that. I listened to people who I thought were experienced in it. Now people may say, well, what about me? I'm just sharing my experience with you, my personal take on it. Okay. When I made this list up and I ended those items, is because I had them for over 2 years and they were not going nowhere. No inquiries, hardly any views. And I said to myself, what's the sense? What am I keeping them for? It's taking room up in the storage facility. I don't need them. And I also got rid of a lot of Disney cups too. I don't know if I put that on the list. I might have done that. I might put it on another sheet. A whole bunch of Disney cups, mugs, nice glasses, and everything. Wrapped them up in paper. I gave it to my church thrift store. My church has a thrift store, and the proceeds go to maintenance of the church and stuff like that. Taking care of it. So that's where that went. But now I'm more selective. When I do go to a thrift store, I know what to look for and what not to look for. Okay, I'm not going to be buying haphazardly, and that's why I'm trying to share this information with you guys. Don't be haphazard and just say, "Oh, this sells on eBay. This is going to sell. This is going to sell." Everything's going to sell, and eventually, if you get the right buyer, it most likely will. But these things, I had these 20 items on there. I had them for almost 2 years on there. A little over 2 years, some of them. Some are 2 and some are over 2 years. I said, well, what's the sense of keeping it? With this type of business, you want the merchandise to move in and out. Boom, 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 boom. You want to get it and try to get it out as quick as you can. Now, I've had, and I did a video like this on one of my other videos, where I had stuff and I listed it, and within 15, 20 minutes it was sold. Okay? It was only a few times it happened. But I remember going to an antique dealer, and I picked up a Bakelite phone. I'm not sure if it was avocado green or black. I know it was definitely one of those color phones. And I came home. I cataloged it, made sure it was clean. There was nothing wrong with it. First, it was clean anyway in the antique deal shop because it was a pretty clean phone. Took pictures, put it up on eBay. Researched the company, and I also use this program called watchcount.com, and I typed in there the name of the company, the name of the item I was selling, and I hit watchcount.com, and it brought a whole list of others selling that same particular phone. And whenever that happens, whenever you get stuff like that, I always try to shoot for the number one spot, meaning I go to the first spot that has a lot of views on it and how many watches, and then I would click on that listing and then make sure my listing coincides with that one, because if this guy's got 8 or 10 watches and mine's got 1 or 0, something's not right. I check the titles and I check the categories, and pricing is important. And the other thing, if you want to, without sidestepping it, would be shipping costs. Now, I had somebody wanted to buy something from me for ship. There was a cosmetics kit, and they're telling me, can I lower the shipping? Can I do anything better with the shipping? I said, I can't. I don't offer free shipping. I went into the listing. I modified a little. I not tweaked it, but I wanted to make sure everything was copacetic, that it was an Apostle Select as opposed to first class or priority. I don't put any of those services in there. I try to get the buyer the best deal possible, which with for my money it would be the Apostle Select. And I messaged the buyer. I said, look, I revamped the listing. I said, the poundage, the weight was off. I don't know if that was a pre-formatted template, but the weight was off by maybe so many ounces. And I messaged the buyer. I said, look, I revamped it. Go back to the listing, check it over again, and let me know what you think. Now, it must have been some satisfactory because the buyer got back to me, and the only thing what was inquiring with them is it sealed, like this particular cosmetic. Wasn't sealed. Okay, I don't think they come sealed. At least to the best of my knowledge, I don't know. Maybe they do. I don't know. And I told the buyer, I said, no. I go, it's not sealed. I said, but when I ship things out, I wrap everything in plastic. This little clock here was a Fisher-Price wooden clock. Okay, it's wrapped up in plastic. I'm waiting for the buyer to make a purchase on it. The buyer made a best offer. Does it work? No, it don't work. I told him. I told the buyer. I said, you're buying this item. In the description, well, whoever potential buyers said, this item is not working. Okay. If you wind it up, I don't know if it does play. I don't think it does. The last time I checked, it didn't. It doesn't work properly. I put that in a listing. Now, the buyer gets it, and they tell me later on, I want to send this back. It don't work. I'm going to tell the buyer, like I referred to another buyer once before. Please look at the description. Read it in its entirety. Okay, if you don't want to read my return policy, my shipping and handling, and all that other stuff, that's fine. Read the description at least. At least read the description. This way you get an idea of what you're getting. And just to share a long story short here, I put up on eBay, it was an Epson printer, I don't remember the model. And in the listing, I said, the printer is being sold, I was on the title, for parts, Epson printer, whatever the model was, printer is being sold for parts not working. It's in the title, it's in the description body, and it's also in the description ad itself. Buyer purchase it. He gets it. He was in, I think it was in Manhattan. Probably like 35, 40 miles away from me. Ship it out on a Wednesday, gets it on a Thursday, sends it back on Friday. Well, opens the case up on Friday. And you know what the reason was? Item not as described and not working, defective. I felt like saying to myself, am I in the twilight zone here? I mean, is this really happening? Is this a bad dream? That's what the buyer said. And I had it in the title. Epson printer. There was the Epson printer. For parts not working. I put it in the body. I put in the item description there. Like the little window where you want to just get a quick overview. I put 3 spots. Title, description, item description, and I also put it in the description itself. 3 times it was listed like that. Noted in the description. Parts not working, parts not working, parts not working. Buyer gets it, defective. Reason? Defective. But not parts. It's not working. I mean, don't you read? I mean, me, when I'm buying something over somebody, when it came buying my car, not only did the research on the car. When I went there to the dealer, I went to look at the sticker plate, the sticker on there, and see what it came with. I read that thing, and the buyer was not getting the salesman wasn't getting antsy with me. But I said, "Is everything?" He said, "Is everything okay?" I said, "Wait, give me a second here. Okay, let me just read what you're getting with this car, what it comes with." That's another thing. I don't want to be pushy either. I don't want to be pushed into anything. I know the dealers want to make a quick sale. It's like they got a hook on it. They got a fish on a hook, so to speak, and they want to reel them in. I understand that. But you got to understand, as a consumer, I want to do my due diligence and do research on that particular item I'm buying from you. I'm not going to sit there and just haphazardly, again, just walk into a dealership, say, oh, here's my money, let me take the car, I don't want to know anything. No, it doesn't work that way. That's why I said, I do everything, I try to do everything verbatim. And that's why I can't express it enough. Do your research, folks. Just do your research. Another tip before I close this out. If you have a situation where a seller is telling you you can make the purchase with gift cards. Be careful. That's a telltale sign that something's not right. Now, people may say, well, how could you say that? Again, the last couple stories I did in the Reseller News, the seller was asking the buyer, can you please, pay with credit cards or gift cards? One person was told to go to Target and give gift cards, get one for this much money, that much, all different denominations, which would add up to the price. Why would you want gift cards? Folks, be careful. That's all I'm telling you. Please be careful when it comes to stuff like this here. And on that note, I just want to say again to all the people who do, subscribe and, on my channel, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to check out my video. And if you are a seller on eBay or a potential seller or any e-commerce platform, really, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. And if you want to be updated to when I post out new videos, please hit that bell notification icon. But anyway, I am definitely going to close out this video because it is getting, well, it is past lunchtime. I didn't have a chance to have lunch. I'm so concerned with this. I just want to say again, thank you again to all the subscribers for taking the time out of your busy day to check out my video. I hope it was helpful to you. I hope you did get a takeaway from it. And, have a great day. My name is Mr. Pasini. Until next time, bye-bye now.